Well, good evening everybody, and it's time once again for another tutorial in Affinity Publisher. And tonight we're going to talk about how can I put this? How to add some color to your cards. The way a lot of people do it is they create a sort of a black and white card, and then when they create the output file, they go into the individual cards and they change the color for different teams and such. And I'm going to show you how you can do that without having to do that manually. You can have it all done for you by the system. So we're going to show you how to do that with a team tag. And so the first thing you have to do is you have to create a shape. And I'm going to use the rounded rectangle tool here, and I'm just going to draw a little banner across the top here. And these blue lines represent where the borders of the card are going to be. And in this particular case, I'm going to cut the corner. You go up here where it says corner, and I'm going to make it, I don't know, 30%. Maybe not. Let's see. Oh, there's this little red thing here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. See the little red dot there in the corner right there? Just click on it and drag it in, and you can make it an oval. That's really what I wanted. I want to make an oval. Okay, so you have a rounded rectangle. Now, normally you would use fill and choose a color, say blue. But again, that means that this color is the only color that's going to be on every single one of these cards, and you don't want that. You want something completely different. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that swatch, we're going to make that clear by hitting this, make it clear, and then I'm going to do something over here with the layer. Go to your layer thing and see where it says, just come all the way down, it says convert to picture frame. I'm going to convert that oval to a picture frame. So now it's an oval picture frame. This picture frame tool here makes squares and rectangles, but you can convert any shape into an oval. So that's what I've done here. I've also created this file, and in it I have back to white, light blue, black, yellow, and red. I'll get to what these mean in a minute, but right now we're looking at this column right here. And what you do is you create color squares. I'm going to pull this all the way out here. You create color squares. So what I've done over here is I just made some blocks. They're 4 rows by 4 columns, and I merged them together, and then I just colored them, and I made a red one, a purple one, a blue one, a green one, and a white one. And then you copy and then do a paste special picture, and then you right click and do save as picture, and then save the name. I already have it here. I already put it together. I saved it as the color red. Okay, so that when you create the data file, you then put the path to that, and then you add in navy, red, purple, green. See, those are my 4 colors. That's going to be important because what I've also done in the Affinity file is I've linked this card to a data file using Document Data Merge Manager. This is the little button to add a source. This deletes a source. I added that source. I'm going to update it just for fun. Make sure everything's fine. And then while the picture frame is highlighted, go over here to your fields lists and just choose back and double click it. Oops. Double click it. Notice how it went blue? Because the first row of this field is on this file. It picks up the first field and says navy, and I'm also saying that I want in the document in Data Merge Manager to preview with record number 1. I could do any other record. So if I go to record number 2 and close it, you'll notice it's red, and so on. I'll show you what that looks like when we're all done. So I got the picture frame. So now, depending on if I'm doing a large file with a lot of players and a lot of teams, I can just copy that down for like the first 15 or 16, make the next one all red, and so on, so that the colors will automatically change with each and every card in the set. That's how you can set the color. Now we're going to say, well, what about the font? What about the tag, the name? Well, what we're going to do is we have to look at what we want. I'm going to go back to record 1. Use a text box, and I'll go over here and I will draw that text box right in on top there. And you might not be able to see it barely. There's a blinking cursor right there. I will then click on, in this case, I'm going to do light blue. Okay, so I'm going to do. And then I'm going to color this text box in light blue. So now it's a pretty light blue on a navy blue background. And that means that if I had created this whole set of cards, every one, because I chose light blue and that text box is light blue, all of those will appear as light blue. But here's the problem that you have. We'll just quickly generate these records and show you what the final cards look like here. Oh, I forgot to do, there's one thing I did forget to do. My bad. I needed to move both of these items underneath the data merge. There we go. And so when I go to create the document and I generate and close, you'll notice, and I'll blow this up a little bit, you'll notice that the other tags are blank. And the reason for that is that the other teams have different colors than light blue. So the file is looking at these columns here and looking for, notice it's the first one that says Baltimore, the others are blank, so there's nothing there. So we're going to have to fix that a little bit, and we fix it this way. The way that Affinity Publisher works is you can continue to layer one item on top of another, on top of another, on top of another. So this frame text is light blue. If I duplicate it, click on this, and I'm going to drag this down here. I'm going to highlight this, and now I'm going to say I want it to be white. Watch what happens to the Baltimore. Disappears. So then I'm going to take this and I'm going to duplicate it again. Click on this one and drag it. And this one is going to be black. Still nothing there because there is no, Baltimore is not in black. Come down here, highlight that across, yellow. And one last time, duplicate again, click to make sure you take the next one down, and then I'm going to do that and click red. So then I'm going to take these and I'm going to drag, then I'm going to turn on the select, I'm going to take this box, drag it right back up there. Take this box, drag it right back there. Take this box, drag it right back there. Take this box, drag it right back there. And so now I've got 5 different potential colors that I can have. They're all layered on top of each other, but you notice only the blue one comes through because in that first record every other font type is blank, so it prints nothing. So the only thing you see is the one that has a value in it. But watch what happens now when I do this data merge manager and I generate the cards. Something went wrong here. Alright, well, let's try this again. Alright, that's not a problem. That's why we're here. And I think I know what I did wrong. Let's switch over here to Data Merge Manager and not Preview. And take a look at these different things. Let's take the first one, take the second frame, and drag it down. I know what I forgot to do. This one that's white, I have to go back to text. This white one, I have to actually change the color to white. Go to this one, drag it down, highlight this, change it to black. Go to the next one, drag it down, go there, change that to yellow. And then the final one, drag down, highlight it, and change it to red. So you have to change the tag. You also have to change the color. So you'll notice that there's light blue, white you can't see because on a white background, black, yellow, and red. So once again, we'll go back up here. We'll drag this box up here. Drag this box up here. This one up here. And this one up here. And it looks sloppy in the preview. So we're going to go over here and we're going to preview using a record so you can just see how it works with the first one. So it's blue and it's navy blue with a light blue background. Now when I generate the cards, always say yes when it says data merge is outdated because you just want to make sure that it updates. Now let's go back up here and magnify. And you'll notice navy with light blue, red with white, purple with yellow, green with white. And what that did is it matches what's happening here. There are two that are white font, one that's light blue, one that's yellow, and it matches up purple, yellow, red, white, green, white, navy, light blue. So you have one column to choose your background, and you have one column for each possible color, and you just type in the value under the color that you want. So you can put multiple values. You put Baltimore in all the colors, but they'll come out as a mishmash, whatever that, when they all come together, there'll be a mishmash of colors. Now one of the other things that you can do is you can say, well, you know what? I have a very special font for Baltimore. Or let's go, let's say this white one is Cleveland, and this one is San Jose, and this one is, oh, I don't know, Brooklyn. Okay, we got to make sure we save this to keep the values saved. Go back over to our thing. We'll close this. We never want to save that, and we'll regenerate. And now you'll notice that the cities are different. Now, if you want your cards to have a uniform look, that they all have the same font, you can do that. But you can also do team-specific fonts. So, for example, in my, I'll close this preview. So, for example, let's say that I know that my yellow team, which is San Jose, so it's the whichever. We'll go back over here and we'll turn off the preview with record, and we'll find the yellow one. There it is. You can tell because there's the font yellow. So I'm going to take that box and I'm going to drag it down. There's my yellow. Let's say San Jose, instead of the best in class font, goes with the let's just use Bauhaus. Kind of a cool font. So I change the font. Drag the thing up there again. We then go and Data Merge Manager. We're going to generate files. We say yes. And look what happens now. San Jose has a different font than the others because the yellow is assigned to a different font. So if you have a small team, small 5-6 team league, what you would then do if you had, for example, 2 teams that were white, like Cleveland and Brooklyn, I'm going to change this black to white 2. I'm going to move Brooklyn over there and delete it there. Gotta save it. Now remember, my white was black at one point in time. So it's black. And I'm going to do Data Merge Manager and update the file. And that's the black one. Drag this down. We're going to change this field to white 2 because it keeps black. It doesn't know that black isn't there anymore. It just won't find it in the file. So we're going to change this to white 2. We're going to make it white. And at the same time, we're going to change this font to Formula 1. And drag this back up to where it belongs. Put it in the group. Data Merge Manager again. Generate. Say yes. Close. And again we'll magnify. And now we have best in class, Bauhaus, Formula 1. So what that allows you to do then is you can create customized word marks. Most of you probably know what a word mark is, but for those of you not familiar with the term as it relates to sports, a word mark is the part of a team's logo that is the written word. And you see this most often in the National Football League. If you see the end zones, when they're painted, the word mark is always written in the end zone, Lions, Eagles, and it's written in the font for that. So you can actually create a look for your league where not only are the colors different, but that the fonts are different for the various things that you have, like the headers and footers. You can change it around for all sorts of things, but you can do this for all kinds of things that you want to do. So if I have a table, I'm just going to show you how to do this. So if I have a table and it's Baltimore's table, I can make the font best in class. If I duplicate that table, I can make that font Bauhaus and layer the tables in. What that means is your table data then has to be exactly like this. You have to have a set of table data that's for one team, another set for another team. So you have to duplicate you have to triplicate, quadruplicate your card values, and you'll have a long field list, and you'll just have to remember to put the different fields in the right tables to get them to appear in the fonts. So the layering aspect works with tables, it works with lines, it works with just about anything that you want to work it with. But that's how you can create a more custom color for your cards by creating color swatches of your own that are pictures that you feed into a picture frame that you've converted from an actual shape that you've used. and then in front, and then you can layer in as many text lines as you want to make that work for you. So that is one of the tricks of the trade, and I thought I would share that with you. Hopefully you'll be able to make even better cards than you've been making already. And I want to thank guys like Travis Jansen and Bob Hansen and some of the other guys on the Facebook Play Games page for sharing their creations and inspiring some of us to do this. And these videos are meant to inspire you to make the most of Affinity Publisher. I know there's a lot of guys that after these cards started appearing and people were explaining what program they're using, a lot of guys use Affinity Publisher to make cards, and so these are just little tips and tricks that you can use to make the best cards you can with the tools that you have. And it just requires your data set to include things like where the pictures reside, so it pulls the right picture in the right color, etc., etc. So that's what we have for now. As always, I thank you for watching these videos, and until the next time we meet, good night, good gaming, and good card making. So long, everybody.